with meteorologist Bill Guile. Brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
And good evening, everyone. What a beautiful start to the weekend we had today. And in case you're taking a trip tomorrow to look at the foliage, you don't have to go too far. Up in northern New England, it's done. All the way down the spine of the Green Mountain Range as well through Vermont. The colors are pretty much over with, but we're coming into peak conditions now through the Berkshires, around the Mount Wachusett area, northern Worcester County, and plenty of color now pulling down into the northwestern hills of Rhode Island around Burrowville. And these peak conditions are going to continue to advance to the coastline pretty much by next weekend. We're going to be almost in full color across the region, even though it's still a little muted this year because of the drought conditions we've been experiencing really since August. Though we had a few passing clouds this evening, and now the sky has become mainly clear. There'll be a couple more scattered clouds around later on tonight, but that's about it. Overall, it's pleasantly cool outside where it's 50 degrees in the city. Dew points are down into the 40s, very dry air in place, and the wind is calm, so that's going to allow those temperatures to cool off in some spots. We're already seeing that being the case in the usual chilly locations like Norwood and Taunton, and down to New Bedford, where it's already into the lower half of the 40s. Much of the Ocean State, though, will be dropping back into the mid-40s and kind of holding there through the overnight hours. But as we look off to the west, there's still a wedge of warm air to be found back through the Ohio Valley, and so that is coming in our direction for tomorrow and even Monday as well, when a cold front comes through the area. But we're warming up because high pressure is now to the south of New England. So we're going to be getting that southerly flow underway as we go into tomorrow morning. And we'll start to notice the breeze picking up a little bit during the afternoon while we watch this cold front approach, although it's going to be coming in kind of slowly. It doesn't come racing into the New England states. It more or less is being held up a little bit by this area of high pressure, so that's why tomorrow's still going to be a very delightful day across the region. But as we go into Monday morning, the front approaches and the band of showers moves right through the region, and we could have some briefly heavy downpours embedded with these for maybe an hour or two. And then we should get some improvement for the second half of the day on Monday. But the winds will be quite notable as well. And in fact, when that front starts coming through, we could get some gusts of 30 to 35 miles per hour. But then we dry out for Tuesday, and we'll be in between weather systems because here comes the next frontal system for Wednesday, and it means more showers that'll be pushing into the region. So let's break down what's going to be really happening as we go through Monday. Again, we start off tomorrow morning. Our temperatures will be climbing with the sunrise and going through the 50s during the morning hours and into the afternoon, heading into the upper 60s. I think some spots, certainly across the interior, are going to be touching 70 degrees for the high. There'll be a few scattered clouds coming through, a little more so than what we saw today. As we go through the hours of tomorrow night, the clouds will be taking over, and look, by daybreak Monday morning, some showers starting to move in. The yellows and the oranges denoting heavier pockets of rainfall to come on through. So as we go to the morning commuting hours, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we're going to be seeing these heavy bands moving across the region, and it will be quite windy because the front will be following suit. So we're going to see some of the heaviest downpours prior to lunchtime on Monday. But then as we get into the afternoon hours, everything quickly moves offshore, and we'll see some sunshine for the latter half of the day with temperatures still into the 60s. And rainfall amounts look to generally be on the order of about a half an inch. Some spots could pick up a little bit more, but it looks like the speed of this is going to keep these rain totals roughly in that 1/2 inch category across the area. And like I said, as we go into Tuesday, we dry out. We're in between systems. We'll be in the low to mid 60s for highs. Another front comes in Wednesday. That's our next threat of showers. We'll struggle for the low 60s, 60, 61 degrees. And then we cool back for Thursday and Friday into the 50s. And there'll still be quite a bit of cloudiness around on Thursday, but a little sunnier Friday. And Saturday, we might get back to 60.
Now, I know it's not even Sunday yet, but it seems like people probably should plan ahead for that Monday morning commute.
Yeah, get ready for that. Yeah, it's going to be a slow morning commute the way things are looking, and we're going to be dealing with the gusty winds in the morning hours as well.
But it seems like Monday afternoon and then the rest of the week we clear out pretty nicely.
Well, Monday afternoon and Tuesday, but then more showers for Wednesday.
All right,
again.
so
Yeah.
maybe not as positive. I'm trying to think optimistically here, but you know what?
People want
people want honesty more than they want optimism these days.
I know, that's what I'm giving you.